7:14 in the morning. Having coffee. I don't know why I'm drinking nice coffee. My legs are cold. I don't know why. Time for Bruce Wayne to be Batman. That's right. No, that's right. Let's see here. We're gonna play some Prince this morning. Maybe something else from Prince. Come on, come on. Make you want to get up and move. I'll get my dead foot to wake up. Everybody, get on up. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you might be in the world. Doesn't sound that good. Everybody, get on up. What? Everybody. Dance, music, sex, romance. Drip right down to your underwear. Everybody, oh. To the restaurant. Lady Phil. Yeah, we're gonna play Prince. We don't. My other channel will be ready in 2 days, so we're gonna burn this one up. But you know Prince will get you in trouble. Oh, it ain't gonna last long, I know. Right, the clock. We'll play a few of them. You're right. I know you're right. You know I'm a little reckless. I'm a little reckless. Honey Cut was good. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Who's your team playing today? My teams ain't doing that good this year. You're not doing that good this year. Make me lose interest in the season a bit. I got a bandwagon, a new team. I don't know who to jump on. Might have to jump on the Inglewood Rams. So it's Sunday morning. Should I or should I not smoke dope? I've had coffee. Should I or should I not smoke dope? You can get away with a little bit of it. One, two, three. Brings back good memories. It should bring back some memories for you too. Everybody listen to Prince. Hey. Music, romance. You right, I'm gonna get in trouble. Good morning.
It's time to fix your clock. 96 is so sweet. Now you can all take a bite of my purple rock. Can we stop? Are you ready? Hey. Everybody singing the song now.
All right. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, hot. Let me see here. Good morning, everybody. Sunday. For those that don't have to work, that normally work during the week, I bet you wish you could have slept a little bit later. It's something how your body gets trained. I'm glad I'm up early. It just seems like the day goes by longer. You live longer. You actually spend more time alive when you get up early. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Um, Not that excited about the football coming on. But you never know what game will be a good game. You never know what game will be a good game. I couldn't watch the SC game yesterday. I watched some of that shit. It's like I could tackle, but I should be out there, 50 something years old, tackling people and shit. They get on my fucking nerves doing this. Who is the defensive coach? Who's the defensive? Who's teaching them how to fucking hit and tackle? This is USC we talking about. This is not shit. Soft ass UCLA can score 60 something points on you. There was a fight on last night, and the fight was good. It was Porter against Crawford. Crawford is probably the best pound for pound fighter. He's really nice with it. But Porter's a squabbler, and apparently they were friends because they were hugging and kissing after the fight. I was like, damn. But friend or not, they're trying to put it on each other. Porter's a good fighter, but he's not as good as Crawford or Spence. And Spence and Crawford is the fight. Who knows who would win that? But I think Spence it has a detached retina, which is sad because that might end his career. I don't know. That might end his career. It stopped Sugar Ray Leonard from fighting way back when. It sure did. Fly me to the moon. Fly me to the moon. In other words, sun's out. I actually got out yesterday and did something. The world is still out there. The restaurant that I went to, that I used to go to all the time, all the staff's changed. And that's too bad. And now it's all guys. And there were, except the lady that I guess when they shut down, and other people got to find gigs and find shit to do. Yeah, that's the guy was nice though. I did something I wouldn't normally do. Well, shit, the fuck, I did it. I probably regret it. I'm not gonna even say what I did because I'm really not proud of it. I'm not gonna. I want you guys to think better of me than that, than doing some shit like this because this is bad. It's pretty low. But you're right. Prince will definitely get you in trouble. I'm in a different kind of mood. Slept well. Got about 7 hours in. 8 hours in. Takes forever. I need an electric blanket or a woman. Maybe both. No, I only need one or the other. A woman might be more fun. They both keep you warm, and the bed's already warm when you get in it, man. Cause shit. Then if I put on these flannel pajamas, the bottoms or anything, or even the top, if I put them on, and I have the covers on, I got to get up and take them off in the middle of the night because it's too hot. Yeah, this is yeah, because it's just too damn hot. I'm not even sure the heat something if it's working right. I'll just turn the oven on and crack it a bit and set the timer. But then you'll wake up and be hot as shit. Too cold. Oh, it's chilly. Not now. That's why it's colder. I noticed the temperature here on my thing. It says 44 degrees. That's lower than it has been. That's the lowest that I've noticed it so far this year. So it's definitely getting colder. The leaves are off the trees. The leaves are falling off the trees. It takes forever for them to fall off. And where I live, the leaves have like sap on them. So when you walk outside and everything, the leaves get on your feet. There's always leaves in your house. What am I complaining? I'm not really complaining. It's just the way that it is. That's just the way that it is. That's just the way that it is. Feel pretty good. Who's in here? What's going on with you guys today? Electric blanket for you instead of a woman? Did I change my filters for the central heat air? No, I can't. That filter, there used to be a bed where the filter is upstairs, and that thing's up there, and you need to because them things get fucking filthy. And I live by the water. I don't know if it makes a difference, but the dust is bad. The dust is bad. This place really needs a cleaning lady because there's like, and it's not a big place, but there's dust and the dust turns into dirt, as you guys know. No, I didn't change the filters. Crawford got a fight Spence. You programmed to get up at 5 a.m. no matter what. That's a good thing, though. Well, let's see what Lady Steele's talking about. That reminds me of a song, Lady Steele. Good morning. Miss Cartel came to say that he's not the devil. Thank you for that. So I'm not the devil. Not all the time. There's still some devil in me, though. That's because you might need some devil around here with these people. People don't want to be right. Got the little pad. You know what the little pad's for? See, Michael Franks is clever. He makes these songs, and you can tell he's making these songs for one of his girlfriends, right? But it's their little nickname. I've been doing stuff like that for a long time. But I don't know if I got it from him. It's in the 90s. 90s is cooling off. Joy Queen, Popsicle Toes.
And when God gave out rhythm, He sure was good to you. You can add, subtract,
and multiply,
and divide by 2.
If you don't know about Michael Franks, you're welcome.
Today's your birthday.
Go check him out.
And I did not buy no rose, but I wrote this song instead, and I call it
Popsicle Toes.
Popsicle Toes. Popsicle toes are always froze. Popsicle toes.
Yeah, this guy, Popsicle Toes.
You're so brave to expose all those.
It reminded me. Popsicle Toes. Man, my feet be fucking frozen, man. I need a little heating pad. I can't get an electric blanket to last more than one season. You put that shit away, and you come back again and it don't work.
Pennsylvania, with all this
That's the nicest one too. Oh well,
How come
get
you
another one.
always low your pentax when I'm in the nude?
Hey,
We ought to have a birthday party, and you can wear your
you
birthday
like this
clothes.
guy?
We can hit the floor and go explore those popsicle toes.
Morning.
You got the nicest North America this sailor ever saw. I like to feel your warm Brazil
Yeah, I'm gonna do-
and touch your Panama. For your Tierra del Fuegos, I nearly always froze. We gotta seesaw until we unthaw those popsicle toes. Popsicle toes. Popsicle toes, I always froze. Popsicle toes. It's so great to expose all those popsicle toes.
Your Tierra del Fuego. This is unrelated, but I found it. You know, a lot of times when they had like big smear campaigns, and everybody tries to get me, this dude played on my phone. So I figured out who it was, and I told him when he called me on the phone, he gave me his real name and information and his address and everything where he lived. And I want to give him a chance to apologize before I created total fucking havoc in your life for playing on my fucking phone and fucking with me. He's autistic or something. Dude was putting my government in his title. I never said shit to him. You know how many people have done that? If I had a bat and I wanted to beat people behind that shit like that, if that shit got me fucking angry still like it used to, I swear to God, I'd beat some of these motherfuckers with a bat. Some of these dudes deserve, and then you see your friends, you know, or your so-called friends, and I'm talking about in the other sector. You see your so-called friends like associate with these motherfuckers, and you're actually really cool with this person where you talk, shit that you wouldn't want repeated, and they not repeat the shit, but they hang. I'm like, don't you know what this motherfucker did? They say I'm the fucking bad guy. They say I'm the bad guy. All these people did shit to me fucking first because I would sit there and just fucking watch them do it. These people here are really, a lot of these people are really cowardly, bandwagon ass motherfuckers. None of them stand on their own fucking two. And when you get them one by one, I like putting the screws to them. I really like putting the screws to them because they deserve it. If I'm not fucking with you, why are you fucking with me? But when you get them nice and good and put that fear of Jesus in them, put that fear of God like their whole world's about to end, they do shit like this. This is the truth. Listen.
Hello, it's Michael Media. I just got off the phone with Beasley. We had a pretty good conversation.
Pretty good conversation, my ass. I said, motherfucker, don't you know what the fuck I do to you and your fucking family? I don't give a fuck. I'm not bothering with you. You think a nice conversation. Wasn't nothing nice about it.
This got heated. He talked about how it started the beef with him. Because I think we go too far with this shit sometimes and we just enjoy this sector stuff.
just apologizing, bitch.
And I agree with what he had to say.
Yeah,
He
I
was
thought,
like, yo,
yeah.
like you call him out, like you call him our phone, and the other people who was harassing him too, just calling his phone and stuff over this YouTube shit. And I was being cordial with him the whole time, like, and then talked about how I was holding a moral high ground, but there is really no moral high ground on this side of YouTube.
I just found this in my file.
Like I said before, we all doing some fuck shit, regardless of who started it. So I took down him. Whatever I found of his, he's like, "Look, you want to make a deal? Take that shit down." Or my channels can go bye-bye.
I told him I would take his channels.
So I'm like, okay, I could lose my channels, or
I told him, I said, your channels will be gone by tomorrow morning. And the Third Army might come to your house over there. Because I'm gonna send the Third Army.
I could take my roast videos down. That's about Beasley. So I'm like, okay. Why not I just take down the videos about Beasley? What I need to cook Beasley for? But I want to do other things besides just roasting. I think that's a good enough deal to me. But doesn't this remind you of back when Jafar, he came to me and said,
oh, shut up. Oh, shut your bitch ass up. I don't want to give away all the secrets, but it's kind of funny. Some of it's kind of funny. Fly me to the moon. And if you don't know about Frank Sinatra, he's a crooner. He's kind of a jazz singer too in his own way. This was done in the 60s, and this was a big hit. And guess who produced the music for him in the 60s? Quincy Jones. Frank wasn't racist. Or he wasn't outwardly racist. He embraced Sammy Davis Jr. He embraced not Sammy Davis Jr. One time he did a show somewhere in Las Vegas, and Joe Louis, the famous boxer, he was, taxes and everything and old age. He was like a greeter at Caesar's Palace. I mean, he sat by the door and just said hi to people. That's the job they have for him, you know? He had to still work and everything in order to make a living. And Frank Sinatra did a concert, and they were going to pay Frank Sinatra, his at Caesars, whatever the fuck they were supposed to fucking pay him. He said, give it to Joe. This is Sagittarius, big star of all.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
In other words,
hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You all
all
I
I
long
long
for,
for,
all
all
I
I
worship
worship
and
and
adore.
adore.
In
In
other
other
words,
words,
please be
please be
true.
true.
In other words, I love you.
A whole mood, a whole mood, a whole everything. Love is music.
Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore.
Hey,
You are all I long for,
all
all I
I
worship
worship
and
and
adore.
adore.
In other words,
I'm glad I learned about it.
please be true. In other words, in other words,
Chairman of the
I
board.
love you.
Not only the music's good. The music's damn good. The best orchestras wanted to get behind him because that's Frank Sinatra. Um, he could sing. Besides all the bullshit, besides his personality, he could sing. And his personality, he was a piece of work. He's a Sagittarius. He was he was a little dude. He was definitely with the shit. He would steal on a reporter for making a bad report. A gentleman's gentleman. A gentleman's gentleman. And he wrecked his career after being like a teen star, just a huge star. And the way that he wrecked his career is that he left his wife. And that was back in the times in the 40s where you didn't leave your wife. That was some real taboo shit. A divorce was some taboo shit. You know, people really stuck to the, particularly Italian, Catholic Italian. Yeah. So he had a nice wife and kids and everything. But, you know, he was fucking everything that wasn't nailed down. Everything that wasn't nailed down. And then he ran into Ava Gardner. And Ava Gardner's stunning. Ava Gardner is beautiful. Ava Gardner's a brunette, you know, voluptuous, and Ava Gardner treated him like a little old. she he left his wife to be with Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner would fly all over the world. He was chasing her, literally chasing her all over the world. She's in Rome. He'd fly there. He'd go after there, and she's a heavy drinker in her party, and she had other dudes that she was seeing. She wasn't just because you were Frank Sinatra. She wasn't flipping out over you, and he could have any woman that he wanted, literally. Anyway, but he was stuck on her, and she drug him through it. And by, I think he eventually married her. She left. She left him. They said she drank like a fish. It's just like, you know, the chick your mama warned you about. Here it is. He had a perfect, well, not a perfect family life. He he was living a few lives. You know, when he would come home, when he wasn't on the road, he'd be a, you know, not. They say he wasn't even a doting father. He would spend a lot of time alone. He'd sleep a lot. Like he'd get some rest and get ready to go back on the road. And you know, of course, I guess he loved his family, supported them, took care of them, and everything like that. But when he got out there, you know, he was a rock star. He's Frank Sinatra. He's you know, Drake. Yeah, right, Drake or Justin Timberlake, Drake, Snoop Dogg, all wrapped up into one. Jay Z, all of that. So you know, they probably, you know, and he was good with his friends, man. He good with his friends. He kept a circle around him. He was good with his friends. I like Frank Sinatra. They asked about him. One of his friends asked about him. He said, "Why do you think Frank has such a short fuse?" He said, "Short fuse. He doesn't have any fuse at all. He doesn't have any fuse at all." What's his birthday? December what? December 4th. Let me look what his birthday is.
When I was 17,
This is called It Was a Very Good Year, and he's singing about his life. He's singing about life, period. And I listened to it last night, and I appreciate it now from a whole different perspective, because I haven't listened to this whatever song maybe 10, 15 years. But listen to him.
it was a very good year. It was a very good year for small town girls and soft summer nights. We'd hide from the lights on the village green. When I was 17. When I was 21, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for city girls who lived up the stair with all that perfumed hair. And it came undone when I was 21. When I was 35, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for blue-blooded girls of independent means. We'd ride in limousines. Their chauffeurs would drive.
When I was 35.
But now the days are short. I'm in the autumn of the year. And now I
Going on,
think
Kulkowski,
of my
checking out the
life
scene.
as vintage wine from fine old cakes. From the brim to the dregs, it poured sweet and clear. It was a very good year.
Oh man, Kulkowski, what's going on, man? I see you tuning in, man. I'm glad to have you, man. In fact, if you hit me, I'll play a request for you, specifically for you. And when you're ready, man, this is a small channel, but we'll get some advertising going, man. Get some advertising going. But yeah, it's a dope song. Yeah. Oakland's dangerous. Oakland's dangerous as fuck. You should see what's going on out here, gangster. Not just Oakland. Wherever they got 80 people. 80 people went to the Walnut Creek Nordstrom's yesterday and ran up in it. They just ran up in Louis Vuitton, and they hit a jewelry store in Fairfield at the mall, and they hit another jewelry store. Man, they off the hook out here, man. You motherfuckers is wild as fuck. Ain't shit that ain't happened before, but it's happening a lot. Like I don't know if it's copycats different. They'll get to the bottom of it. 80 people and there's cameras. Motherfuckers ain't got nothing better to do. You can't think of no other way to get the fucking. I guess you figure there's more of you less a chance of getting caught, man. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. They keep showing stuff like that. They keep showing this stuff and putting it on the media. It's gonna make the public think, and they're already saying that crime statistics are up. That's because they were way low. So it's just a reflection on the previous years. And I guess it is up, but with the camera and you seeing it, it just makes you feel like it makes you alarmed. And when they get the public alarmed about crime, yeah, that's how they make the legislation. That's how they make the legislation. This is still Joe Biden is still Joe Biden. He still lock him up, Joe. He still believes in that shit, even though he did sign legislation that said federal prisoners won't go to federal prisons, or excuse me, to private prisons. To private prisons. That doesn't mean they won't expand the prison system. That means they won't incarcerate more people. My goodness is right. No, it's going down. But when they put the stuff on the media, I don't know if is crime that much worse. Says these things always happen. It seems like a lot if it's in the media and you're seeing it. Yeah, it seems like a lot. They're showing you the people running the stores. And, you know, of course, you could tell they're black. Not all the time, but these last couple, well, you can't tell one of them. One of them you can't tell. But yesterday you could tell running into North because they were just running in Walnut Creek, which is beautiful there. It's nice. You're not safe nowhere. Well, serves you right. Serves you right. Felt different about that when I was younger. I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't soothe me at all. There's a dude on here. His name is Mace Taggart, and if you know Mace does like a sports show, but he's doing some other type of little content now. Never has really got a lot of people, but he's doing sports 24/7. You go there, he'll tell you the score, tell you what's going on with any sport thing, because sports is his thing. But he's from New York, lives in the Bronx, and when he starts getting like angry, like, yeah, fuck these black women and fuck the white boys and fuck the Puerto Ricans and everything. I'll be ready like that, and it reminded me of this scene. It's from 25th Hour.
Yeah, fuck you too. Fuck me. Fuck you. Fuck you and this whole city and everyone in it.
You talking about New York?
No. Fuck the panhandlers grubbing for money and smiling at me behind my back. Fuck the squeegee men dirtying up the clean windshield of my car. Get a fucking job. Fuck the Sikhs and the Pakistanis bombing down the avenues in decrepit cabs. Curry steaming out their pores, stinking up my day. Terrorists in fucking
I'm not
chains.
sure I already
Slow
cooked.
the fuck down.
Think about getting one of those operations that elongate your penis?
Fuck the Chelsea boys with their waxed chests and pumped up biceps. Going down on each other in my parks and on my piers, jiggling their dicks on my Channel 35. Fuck the Korean grocers with their pyramids of overpriced fruit and their tulips and roses wrapped in plastic. 10 years in the country, still no speaky English. Fuck the Russians in Brighton Beach. Mobster thugs sitting in cafes, sipping tea in little glasses, sugar cubes between their teeth. Wheeling and dealing and scheming. Go back where you fucking came from. Fuck the black-hatted Hasidim strolling up and down 47th Street in their dirty gabardine with their dandruff, selling South African apartheid diamonds.
Come on, your wife deserves this.
Fuck the Wall Street brokers, self-styled masters of the universe, Michael Douglas, Gordon Gekko wannabe motherfuckers figuring out new ways to rob hardworking people blind. Send those Enron assholes to jail for fucking life. You think Bush and Cheney didn't know about that shit? Give me a fucking break. Implode, Philadelphia, WorldCom, fuck the Puerto Ricans. 22 a car, swelling up the welfare rolls, worst fucking parade in the city. And don't even get me started on the dumb in the cans, because they make the Puerto Ricans look good.
Who's this fucking guy? Get the fuck out!
Fuck the Bensonhurst Italians with their pomaded hair, their nylon warm-up suits, their St. Anthony medallions, swinging their Jason Giambi, Louisville Slugger baseball bats trying to audition for the Sopranos. Fuck the Upper East Side wives with their Hermes scarves and their $50 Balducci artichoke. Overfed faces getting pulled and lifted and stretched all taut and shiny. You're not fooling anybody, sweetheart. Taxi! Fuck the Uptown Brothers. They never pass the ball. They don't want to play defense. They take 5 steps on every layup to the hoop, and then they want to turn around and blame everything on the white man. Slavery ended 137 years ago. Move the fuck on. Fuck the corrupt cops with their anus-violating plungers and their 41 shots, standing behind a blue wall of silence. You betray our trust. Fuck the priests who put their hands down some innocent child's pants. Fuck the church that protects them, delivering us into evil. And while you're at it, fuck JC. He got off easy. A day on the cross, a weekend in hell, and all the hallelujahs of the legioned angels for eternity. Try 7 years in fucking Otisville, Jay. Fuck Osama bin Laden, Al-Qaeda, and backward-ass cave-dwelling fundamentalist assholes everywhere. On the names of innocent thousands murdered, I pray you spend the rest of eternity with your 72 hours roasting in a jet fuel fire in hell. You towel-headed camel jockeys can kiss my royal Irish ass.
Yeah, it's like an angry person. LGI, good morning. You all right? I get my channel back. I'm going to cook a jokey. I ain't scared of that little wild mouth, that little banshee. I'm gonna cook a jokey. I like cooking her anyway. Cook her in her cum drinking fantasy boyfriend. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's what I told you. It's no longer the law. I don't know why I played that. I just thought that was something. That's a good movie if you haven't seen it. 25th Hour. Yeah, it's Edward Norton. Edward Norton's a hell of an actor, isn't he? Edward Norton's a hell of an actor. Edward Norton played that role. He played the dude in American History X. He played that lawyer in the Larry Flint movie. What else did he do? Wasn't he in Fight Club? He dated Courtney Love. All them actors are weird. Damn, she's still alive too, huh? She was on my death pool list. Because she'd be out and she'd be fucked up. At any rate. And Donald Trump running against unbelievable.
My story is much too sad to be told, but practically everything leaves me totally cold. The only exception I know is the case when I'm out on a quiet spree, fighting vainly the old ennui. And I suddenly turn and see your fabulous face.
I get no. Check him out.
I get no kick from champagne.
Mere alcohol
doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a
kick
out of
you?
Some they may go for cocaine.
Uh-oh, he said cocaine.
I'm sure that if I took even one sniff, it would bore me.
I never knew that was in his lyrics.
Thickly too.
Shit, they did that shit back then. They did everything.
Get a kick out of you.
I'm sure they smoke weed. He hung out
with. I get a kick every time I see you standing there before me. I get a kick, though it's clear to see you obviously do not adore me. I get no kick in a plane.
Okay.
Flying too high with some gal in the sky is my idea, nothing to do. Yet I get a kick. You give me.
I have no idea that they stopped the stream. The music still plays. I have no idea, but what I do know is that if you don't listen to them when they stop the stream and you keep playing music, they will give you a strike. Thank you very much. But I want to cook a jokey anyway. She keeps fucking with you, and that's your major enemy and everything. I'm gonna cook the shit out of her. I'm not scared of her. That she does that shit every day, and these people support this shit. Oh, I like a jokey. I don't know. When you that off, when you're that off, how can I fucking like you? You used to be friends with them, huh? Make you wonder about people's character. Get in bed with them. He's a little bit funny, but he has no appeal to me. He's really a piece of shit. He's truly a piece of shit, and she's got to be a piece of shit too. She's a piece of shit too. And they're both sick. They've turned on each other and done all this stuff, and they got some weird shit going on. But I can't play any more music, but I can talk a little while. I get no kick from champagne. He said, I can sing. Mere alcohol doesn't soothe me at all. Yeah, they stopped me 6 minutes ago. I don't worry about those things, Lady Steele, but you don't want to get a strike. The Bin Laden Norton stuff did it? Oh, no. Sometimes you play too music. He seems like a mean drunk. I would bet. I think he was mean, period. Except to his friends. And he was capable of a random act of kindness. I kind of can relate to. I think his birthday is like December 2nd. Let's see here. What is Frank I know it's really close to mine. I kind of get his personality. Leave me the fuck alone. He's December 12th. He's definitely a Sag. He definitely. I remember the day he died. He's definitely a Sag. And he might have been a mean trunk. He was the brutally blunt. Taped on his mind. Plus, he was the boss. He was the chairman of the board. And look who his friends are. Forget about it. Look who his friends are. Fuck with Frank, you end up end up with some lead sneakers on the bottom of the damn ocean. He's from Hoboken, New Jersey. He's the one, and I forgot who did it. He signed a contract with Tommy Dorsey, the big band leader, and it was a fucked up contract. It was a real fucked up contract. And Frank Sinatra tried to get more and more popular, and he wanted to get out of it. And the way that he got out of it, he went to the mob dudes, and they said that they made Tommy Dorsey an offer you can't refuse. And the offer was you signed it. He says either they talk about it in The Godfather as a composite, but that shit really happened. And they approached Tommy Dorsey. They said, "Yeah, we need to release Frank Sinatra." He says, "I can't do that." He said, "I can promise you one thing." He said, "Either your signature or your brains are going to be on this contract right here, and that's the choice is just up to you." And they stuck a gun to his head, and he signed Frank Sinatra off. But he had some kind of crazy contract. He'd get 50% of all of his money in royalties. Here it is right here. After the 1942 recordings, Sinatra believed that he needed to go solo. Where's the part? They got a whole lot talking about his. I'm going to read this shit. This is like damn near reading a biography about him.
There is no evidence of him being a white supremacist himself, correct?
He had a casino. He had a hotel in the casino up in Lake Tahoe way back then. Still beautiful up there. Still beautiful. And you're isolated from the rest of the world. I could go up there. Yeah, you support. We appreciate you. In fact, I'm going to bookmark this. I'm going to read this about Frank Sinatra. I'm going to know more. I'm going to be able to speak on him intelligently. You think it's his teeth that looks mean? Nah, he was mean. He had a mean streak. Sagittarius, not for your bullshit. He understands what's going on. You try to piss on his head and tell him that it's raining, you don't want to hear that bullshit. And he probably tired, and he probably was drunk and snorted some blow the night before and probably slept with 4 different women. You know he did it all. What do we call a star now? One guy with one guy with the hype man and a guy on turntable playing records, and that's a big star. Yeah, they're big stars. He had whole orchestras behind him. His teeth look just fine. He has beautiful teeth. That my Nothing wrong with his teeth. Nothing wrong with his teeth. You're just a troll. But he does seem like a mean drunk. He did it his way. I'd play it for you, but I don't want to get in any more trouble. You watch football, Lady Steele? Does your husband watch football? He probably does. If you're, I shouldn't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Because you know what? You could be a man and not be interested in sports and everything. You really can be. I know a few people. My brother's not interested in any sports, never interested in any sports. I like this. I liked sports since I was a kid. I like sports since I was a kid. Since I found out about it and watched the shit, I really like sports since I was a kid. A lot of little boys, I remember being in elementary school on both coasts. We were into sports, the teams and the that, and then when we played Pop Warner, you try to do the things. I wasn't that super gifted, you know. Uh, I just was mean. I liked to play, but some of those kids were like really, really super gifted, and they would mimic some of the moves the pros did or the other players did. They watch them on TV. Ah, I get no kick from champagne. Yes, so Frank. But I didn't know that the stream was interrupted. It could have been. You think it was the hate speech? No, it says because of no, it says because of copywritten material. Because of copywritten material. I still have Darren's coffee. I just got Darren's coffee and it's really good, but I don't know. Maybe they'll still make it. Maybe they'll still get it. I haven't looked at his GoFundMe. I need to give him something. But they asked for $5,000 and they have close to 12. That then you could tell that's a good person. If they had a GoFundMe, we asked for $5,000, they probably get $20. uh, I haven't been buying any junk food.
Here in the U.S., the number of COVID-19 cases continues to increase, up 20% in the last 2 weeks. But the situation is far worse.
Hardly any beef. I put beef in that soup. I had a steak the other day. It felt like it was in my freezer, and I was looking through the freezer and had been in there since March. So I didn't want it to get freezer burn and be no good. Plus, I do enjoy a steak, but if you haven't been eating that much beef, it'll like eat like an anchor is in my stomach, like it was an anchor. Then staying away from the juices, that's hard to do. That's pretty hard to do. And I don't get any audiences over here on this channel. In order to get an audience in these areas, to get a substantial audience, you got to be talking the latest the latest arguing and bullshit that happened, or the latest fallout, and watching it go. And I can't lie, that shit was interesting as hell the other day. I mean, the whole Nikki fallout, her losing it. All of a sudden, after that happened, he got kind of trying to be nice. I don't be that angry, man. I could forgive any of these people, just about any of them. I really can. If I can forgive him, and he might continue on, I don't care. When most of the people say, "Oh, I don't care about that," they really care. They really care. It's just like people tell you in a business deal, or they loan someone some money or something. They go, "No, it's not about the money; it's the principle." No, motherfucker, the money is the goddamn principle. The money is the principle. It's not about the money; it's the principle. Miss me with the dumb shit. Who do you think you're talking to? Green beans. I don't like green beans in the can. I only want to eat. They're just plain. Maybe some corn in the can. I got a big ass pineapple on the refrigerator. They're on sale. I should have bought more than one, but there's not room for them. They're on sale for $2.50, but they are far from ripe. That thing's gonna have to sit up there a week. Easily a week. And the last one was super sweet. I made a salad. I haven't had any of it. The salad has English cucumbers, not fancy. It's the same plain salad that I've been eating, but instead of the romaine lettuce, it has the green butter lettuce, um, Roma tomatoes, and green onions cut up. And I bought some. It only cost like $1.50 for a half a pound of dried cranberries, and they take it all into a different area, just like they take the food into a different area, just like cutting up some ginger slices and throwing in the stir fry of those vegetables. But to answer your question, Corinne, I cooked Thanksgiving last week. I did that. I cooked a turkey. I have another turkey. I don't really necessarily feel like doing it. Maybe I'll save it for later. Maybe I'll get it. I don't know. But I got that urge for that taste, and I don't know what my folks are doing. We're getting old, man. The end. I guess there's the shock of people dropping dead unexpectedly, heart attacks or an accident or killed or something. But the slow decline, what's going on? The slow decline. Yeah, I were gonna read a particular book. Did I read any good books? No, no. I have books that I got interested in and bought like off of Amazon or whatever that I haven't read. I've read the blurbs. Where are those two books? I should read. What's going on, babe queen? No, I haven't read any good books. I was gonna read. In fact, I still haven't read it. No one's interested in that shit, and I should read it anyway because I don't care. You know what? I Am Pretty Gangster was interested. She said, "Oh, I went and read the rest of the book, and I read something, reading something else." It really is the thing to be doing in your spare time instead of flipping channels. Where's that other book, $40 Million Slave? If you want to know things, that's where the information's at. That's where the information is. And I have a book called The Debt. Then I bought The Art of War, a hard copy. I have a paper book, but that shit's hard to read. You just want to know the principles and be able to know some of the principles and apply them. What's the haps? Not a lot. Chilling before the football games. I don't know how I lived this long without having a washer at the house. Because that shit would pile up. And it'd be like a task. A task. Yeah, right. I'm so fucking spoiled. A task to call the people to come up and pick the stuff up. They pick it up and then they bring it, and then they bring it back, the next day or 2 days later. The 4 agreements. I gotta plan stuff out like my dad does. What are you doing Tuesday? Oh, well, we'll be watching this on television while we're doing this. Plan the meals out and your activities out. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Can't overdo it though. But there's a movie that I want to see that should be called it's a black western. Somebody turned me on to it, and it's got good actors like Stringer Bell from The Wire, Idris Elba. Got a bunch of good actors. That Lakeith Stanfield is a good actor, and it was written by the guy that wrote Remember the Titans. Boaz Yakum is his name. Boaz Yakum is not his real name. He's a filmmaker. You know what Boaz and Yakum are? Anyone. He wrote Remember the Titans, which I didn't know, and he also wrote Fresh. So, and I was told that the movie's very good. It's on Netflix. Called The Harder They Fall. I haven't seen it. I'm already because the person that told me, I kind of trust their judgment and everything. They seem like they're pretty level-headed and everything. His name is Boaz Yakum. Yeah, because he's a writer and a director. But Boaz and Yakum, he got his name. Those are the 2 pillars. Those are the 2 pillars on Solomon's temple. They have names. One of them's name is Boaz. Go look it up. That's some esoteric, mystical information and shit. The 2 pillars or the 2 columns in front of Solomon's temple. One of them named is Boaz, and the other one is Yakum. So he's like telling you that he's like kind of deep. He's kind of deep. That's on some. I want to play another song, but then they'll knock me out of this one too. And I don't know if I can go into that long. BOAZYAKIM. Look up The Harder They Fall 2021. I'm just telling you this because he's a good writer, and he's not a kid anymore. He was a kid when he did Fresh. You remember Fresh? Never seen the movie Fresh? Well, he's not a star. He's just behind. That's how I knew this movie's good, because this other guy's been associated and has written some very good movies. Very, very, very good movies. Have you ever seen Fresh? About the boy drug dealer who's a chess player, whose father's a chess player, but he's a bum, but he's still a chess player. He's a chess bum. Chess bum. and how hard his father was on him. You can only smoke so much of this shit. And the coffee, even when I put a 1 on it, even sometimes like the coffee thing be a little, I just pour a little bit more water in there. And the coffee is usually strong enough. But it's best. That's supposed to be like a, I don't know. As long as it's not too watery. But the movie Fresh is pretty good. It's a nice picture right there. Yeah, I'm going to read this whole Wikipedia page, and it's long. Baby, I'm a star. I can't do it. I'm not going to, I got to have some discipline. All the shit I talk and all the fights I get into, the last 2 strikes that I've had has been because of me playing too much music. So I got to be more careful. All right, you guys. See you a little later. We see if the games hold my attention. They don't come on for another hour and a half. It's one of the downsides. And I'm not nowhere near close to lying back down. So I guess I'll go sweep my kitchen floor and vacuum. It's always something to do. See you all a little later. I'm gonna play the song now that I'm off the air. The song that I want to hear. You know what I was gonna play? In case you wanted to know. Fly me to the moon. I was gonna play the Prince, Baby I'm a Star. You might not know it now. See everybody later.